Are you ready to hit the ground running once we get into the new normal? Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. Today we're going to continue to talk about what steps do we need to take. Last time we talked about the very first step, which is to give yourself some quiet thinking time so that you can have a dream, have a vision, see where you want to go. And when you do that, what you do is you send your vibe out into the universe. The universe does want to help you succeed, but you've got to send that vibe out, and you have to do it on a regular basis. Also, you have to be ready to capture when the universe sends you a message, either with a mind flash or a circumstance that you couldn't predict or plan that's going to help move you forward. You must be on the lookout for those things. That's what we talked about last time, and that is clearly step one. The first step always starts in here. Nothing changes out there until you change what happens in here. I'll give you an example. If you go out and you start talking to people, excuse me, you know, you got your mask on. One of the things that I'm doing right now is when I go to the grocery store, I decided I can't just avoid people, so on and so forth. And I'm not going up to them. I'm just, when I walk by and I see somebody and they make eye contact with me, I said, are you smiling under that mask? Because I'm smiling at you, all right? And I always get a smile and a nod of the head. The situation around you changes when you change, and that all starts in here. So it starts inward before it becomes outward. That's a key point. Okay, now here's what we want to talk about next. The next thing we want to talk about is planning. Now, you have your vision, you have your dream, your goal, your ambition, your burning desire. And most of the time for right now, you're in the house. So there's not, in some cases you can do stuff about it, in other cases you can't. Let's talk about what you can do, and let's get you ready so that you can hit the ground running once we get to what everyone's calling the new normal. And we don't know all the details of the new normal, but I'm certain that we'll find them out very shortly. All right, first thing you have to do is, and hello McFly, I'm not telling you something new, is you have to have a particular goal, a particular objective. Now, you will hear people tell you that you have to write it down. You know what? You do have to write it down. Why do you have to write it down? Because when you're able to write something down in a sentence, that means you will express it with great clarity rather than just thinking it. It takes time to form a good sentence. So take the time to write it down and set your goals. Now, one of the other things people are always saying to you, once again, is make sure you set goals. Well, do they show you exactly how to do that? There's a step-by-step process. It's nice to say, hey, set goals. But if you don't know the step-by-step process, just the same way as when I gave you that meditation for your quiet thinking time, all right, spend some time alone, think about it. Okay, but what do I do? What do I do? The same thing applies to goal setting, all right? People say set the goals, but how exactly, what step-by-step thing do I have to do to set these particular goals, right? We talked about writing them down. Now, here's the point. I have made, in one of the very first videos I made, remember, this is a channel that I'm dedicating to my son Eli so that he can go step by step and become a success. Right now, his main interests are girls and basketball. All right, in about 5 years or 10 years or whatever, his interests are going to change. That's why I made these videos. That's why I made it step by step. Now, this was one of the very first videos I have, and it's on goal setting and the success formula. And you will find in, I believe, if you click on the thing in the box or you go down below, goal setting and the success formula. It's essential that you understand the step-by-step process and just follow it to the letter. Follow it to the letter. It will give you a clear understanding of I have to do this, then I have to do that. And what it does is it chunks down goal setting for you into small pieces. Are we starting to see a theme here? When you want to do something, you figure the big picture, just before, like we used the example before of getting your driver's license. All right, you have to read the book, you have to practice driving, you have to take the test, you have to pass the vision test, you have to pass the test when you go out with the guy. All of those little steps, but you had the big dream of getting your driver's license. All right, what's your big dream? See the big dream, see the vision, and then start chunking it down. The key thing is, the most important thing in your goal setting is you've got to get to the starting line. You must get to the starting line. And when you get to the starting line, sometimes things happen that change what you're going to do. I'll give you a real good example is this particular channel. I didn't start out to make a YouTube channel. What I started out to do was to make essentially a playbook for Eli, taking him from how to have a positive mental attitude, how to dream, how to goal set, how to take action, the success formula, all of the different things, and I wrote them all down. And while I was doing that, I got on the internet and I saw some of the pundits out there that were talking about some of the same things that I was talking about, some of them good, some of them not so good, and I started to write letters. And what I did essentially was just take what I had written, cut and paste it, and put it in the comment section. And I had no agenda when I was doing that. I just did it and to see what kind of responses I was going to get. Well, the response was unbelievable. Without any effort on my part, I got 200 people subscribed to me. I got people saying, why don't you write a book? Why don't you have a channel? So on and so forth. So finally I decided, why not? This would be a really good venue for Eli, where a visual where he could see, hear what's going on, and it would be lasting, so that if in 10 years when he really needs this information and I'm not either around or able to give it to him because I might be, Alzheimer's. He says I have Alzheimer's now, not the case though. My point is, if I'm not able to convey that information, that necessary information, because principles remain the same, technology changes, I wanted to put this in some sort of a technological venue that he would be able to go back to, learn from repetitively, because repetition means retention. You have to read something, you have to see something, you have to do something more than once in order to become good at it. And once you do that, then it becomes part of your subconscious and you start to do it without even thinking. The same way as when you first learned to tie your shoes, you had to think about, I do this, I do that. Now you just bend down and tie them, you don't even think about it. Or when you're driving a car, you had to think about, how am I going to drive? I got to do the stick shift, or I got to do this, I got to be 10 and 2, or all those. Now what do? You get in your car, you throw on the seatbelt, boom, you go. Why? It's subconscious. These are the things, these are the lessons that are essential to learn. So today's lesson is, first of all, spend that quiet thinking time every day. Get in the habit. Be in a position where you're sending your vibe to the universe. Put yourself before you go to sleep, think about what it is you want to accomplish. Paint a picture, visualize it, feel it, smell it, taste it, touch it. The end result. If you tried logical things, some of the logical things didn't work. All right, you need a new angle, you need a new paradigm to help you achieve. Well, right now, send out that success picture out there to the universe. Then the universe will respond, like we said, in a mind flash or a circumstance or a combination of these things. You'll start to see things that relate more to your particular dream, goal, ambition. That's how it works. That is step one. Always remember to be in a relaxed state. Keep in mind that, like when you're brushing your teeth or you're driving down the road or something, all of a sudden you get a thought. You thought about somebody, and then all of a sudden that person will call you on the phone. Thoughts are things. Remember that. This is a key element. Understand how the brain works. That's what we're talking about here. Then, after you do that, once you have your goal, your ambition set, and you're thinking about it, set some goals for yourself. Follow the step-by-step formula to set goals, and also the success formula is there as well. So, that's going to be our video for today. That's the second step. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's take these small baby steps while we're stuck in the house. Let's be ready to hit the ground running when the new normal comes. And because we never end the meeting on a philosophical note, let's get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.